What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Peaches and Cream. It's your host, Peach. Okay, that's just gonna have to fucking work. Go ahead and grab your snack, grab your drink, whatever you need to feel comfortable, and let's go ahead and get started.
Oh, these brothers my guys, know that we fly, know that they ride or die. Why they wanna move like that? Where you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth.
So I figured today we would do something just a little bit different. Like I said last episode, this podcast has very many things we're gonna do with it. And today I figured we would read a Reddit story. Hey, y'all know me, I like a juicy story with some drama, so I'm not coming to y'all dry today. So this story is called Am I Overreacting After My Teacher, 55 male, confessed his love to me, 18 female. It starts off and it goes, Am I overreacting after my teacher confessed his love to me? This all still feels unreal, but here we go. Since I was 15, I have been taking private classes to learn how to play bass. I'm not rich, but no other option here, lol. Since I've been playing for so long, I've started really looking up to my teacher. Let's call him Mark. He is an incredible bass player and has so much experience past him. A year after I had started, I got paired with the same girl, same age, and experience as me, so that way we could get lessons longer for cheaper. So all of our classes were just the three of us. I put a lot of effort into my bass playing, so that way it would always get top marks over any other student that would learn from him. He is a very professional private person who prefers teaching over casually talking, so it was always nice to get a compliment about my playing from him. And that was it for those 2 years. Until 2 days ago. Where's my vape? One day after my weekly classes, I suddenly got a text from Mark, apologizing for being unfocused during the class, which I thought nothing of given he had talked about something happening at his work that he had to stand his ground. So I thought, oh, it must be related to that. Then an hour later, he starts saying, Will you please don't say anything, OP? I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
And shouldn't. I had a very hard time yesterday. Really have to watch out for my work. It won't happen again. Yours sincerely, Mark. Dude, I can't read for shit. I still didn't associate that with the absolute bombshell he threw at me next. So I responded with a simple, okay. Then the next text message read, Thank you. I have to be careful. I am in love with you and I have to Oh my lord. Thank you. I have to be careful. I am in love with you and I have to repress that. In case I need to, I'll give you a base of mine to shut up about it, okay? As you could imagine, I did not see this coming in the slightest. I was shocked and it still feels very surreal, so I didn't respond. The next day, I saw that he had deleted the message and sent me a new one. OP, thank you. But hopefully you're not too angry with me. I felt this was important to communicate to you so that you would know that I have to. Oh my god, I can't even read. I need my glasses. OP, thank you. Hopefully you're not too angry with me, but I felt it was important to communicate this to you so you would know that I have it under control and suppress that. Reason is above the emotions as a Mason. Hopefully I will see you in class. Happy vacation, Mark. I told my parents, and they were going to contact the school. He will probably lose his job, and he teaches in a lot of schools, so part of me feels guilty. Since he didn't really do anything illegal, having a crush on someone isn't illegal. I have only been 18 for roughly 4 months. He also has a wife and a daughter who is younger than me, around 16 years old. I really don't know what to do in this situation. I really looked up to him, but I don't know if I still want to attend this class. The person who put their post on Reddit and made this also added in what I also wanted to add, but maybe I'm reading into too much, is that the last song he had assigned to me as homework to work on was a love song. So in Love with You by Duke. It's weird timing, and maybe I'm reading into that too much, but I just wanted to add that. I just want to say this is crazy. First of all, he's 55 and she's 18, which isn't really that big of a problem, but she's been taking classes with him since she was 15, and he has a daughter who's 16. If he's in love with her, you can't just fall in love quickly. Like, those are feelings that have to slowly take over. So if you've been having private classes for 3 years now at this point, he wouldn't have just got feelings for you in the last 4 months of you being 18. I definitely feel like there was a situation where this teacher was eyeballing this child when they were possibly 15, 16, and 17. And that is a red flag because not only is this teacher married, but like I said, they have a 16-year-old child. Um, their child's a daughter. Yes, it says he has a wife and a daughter who is younger than me, around 16. So that's not okay. Now, the last story that we're going to get into for this episode is called My Wife of 13 Years Confessed About an Affair 3 months ago. Wow. As it starts, I don't know what to do. The title pretty much explains it all. I'm a stay at home dad of three, including one with special needs. For the past couple of years, it's been a slog. Therapist after therapist after therapist for my kiddo with cerebral palsy. Two other kids in school. It's something that we discussed many times. She works and is able to provide for us financially, and I would stay at home with them. 2 years ago, she joined a gym and began a relationship with Jay. Jay and my wife would frequently message on Facebook about random things, but things that my wife tried to hide and delete. She has lied about speaking to him, what they'd spoken about, amongst other things. We are done having kids, so she used this time to get a breast augmentation and a tuggy tuck. Fuck. We were done having kids, so she used this time to get a breast augmentation and a tummy tuck. It felt like she was literally going to cheat on me, but she assured me that this was just her way of getting out of her motherhood body. She spends an unworldly amount of time at the gym, before work, off days, literally just doesn't stop. She can easily spend 3 to 4 hours at the gym. Meanwhile, I am at home with the kids preparing lunch, breakfast, getting them to school, taking my child with cerebral palsy to his therapy appointments. Things start to get worse. I need a drink. I find that I'm getting more frustrated with feeling like a single parent while she is just living her dream at the gym and building a career. She feels like I'm treating her unfairly and takes her ring off last summer. She didn't tell me about it, but she is stating that we are separated, but no other ground rules have been laid out. She continues to live her life with her ring off without any sort of discussion. We were definitely in a slump. My skepticism of her and Jay's relationship had continued, but we hit hills and valleys in our relationship. It feels that sometimes it improves and some days it feels that it wasn't going to work. We had laid out some rules about this guy, and I asked her to delete him from her phone and block him. They can communicate at the gym since she's there so much, but nowhere else. Flash forward to June. I found a text message thread while I was trying to fix her phone with a random number. It was messages upon messages of hers and Jay's relationship, and mind you, this guy was married as well. My suspicions for over 2 years were true. I knew she was cheating on me, and I fucking flipped. I was so upset. She said she didn't have any physical contact except for holding hands and hugging. She was extremely adamant that was it. Things didn't feel like they would get better, but eventually, they kinda did for over a couple of months. That, or maybe I was just missing who my wife was. I don't know, but it felt like an emotional affair was easier to forgive. I told her I forgave her and that we would recommit to making this work. It felt that we were more normal than ever, and she was being more open and honest about the questions that I had. As our anniversary came up, the day after, she had dropped the bombshell. She actually was physical in her affair. She had sex an unknown amount of times in his car while she was at work. She says they wore a condom. I had already grieved for her once, but now I'm put through another round of mental torment and physical PTSD. She lied again. She said she didn't have sex with him, and initially now she wanted to lay it out. She says the last time they had sex was in April. I don't know what to believe. She says she feels insanely lonely. I asked her why not just get a divorce, and she said that she never had the intention and that she cares so deeply for our family and kids. It feels so contradictory. She had sex with this guy while also having sex with me occasionally, and she didn't feel the need to tell me that I'm literally begging her after this guy was. Jesus Christ. I am using an alt account, but I have the details that would make the story more clear, but I do not want to tie it into some personal information as I think I would be pretty easily identified by my profession and personal posts. She states she is utterly remorseful and wants to work things out. I literally just got myself tested for STDs today. I would have never thought I would have to do this, but here I am. I am at loss, guys. I'm in my mid 30s, a dad of three, and it feels like my life is over. My kids are what keep me grounded. Insane. That is insane. Like, girl, girl, bye. Girl, bye. You was out cheating, blaming it on everything else, blaming it on work, blaming it on the gym. You wasn't even showing up for your kids to help your man with you. Girl, bye. That's nasty as hell. That's one damn good dad though for taking care of his kids and doing what he had to do. He definitely did not deserve this. Girl, bye. That's nasty as fuck. And I most certainly hope this man told Jay's wife or found a way to tell Jay's wife because if they were both married, then the other person that's in the marriage, that relationship needs to. I hope Jay's wife knows now. Damn. Crazy. Oh my lord. But the craziest thing is if they didn't have sex, if they haven't had sex since April, it sounds like a situation of Jay used her and dumped her, and now she just feels guilty about it, and she wanted to lay it all on the line because she was overly guilty about it. And now that she doesn't have Jay in her back pocket, she's trying to make amends and trying to make it like that's just what it's giving. It's giving she's trying to run back to you and be completely honest and just that's shitty. But that's going to wrap it up for episode 3 of Peaches and Cream. For any collabs, for any co hosting, for any type of work or business related inquiries, my social media is all in the description. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe and like button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Peaches and Cream, and I will see you guys next week.